Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing a scripting video. It's a little bit different from my normal Tradelands videos and the turbulencies, but I do know that a couple of you that do watch my videos, God forbid people actually watch my videos, are a bit interested in scripting and would like to learn more about it. So I'm just here to make it a bit easier for you guys. So, first thing you want to do, obviously, is to get Roblox Studio, and if you don't already have it, just minimize everything on your screen, and when you install Roblox, it should automatically come to your should go onto your computer. So all you have to do is just double click it, and if it asks you to sign in, then just sign in with your Roblox account and password. Once you're in, you should have a base plate, an option to click new on a base plate, and it should come up. And just click new on the base plate, and once you're there, that's when you start with this. So today I'm going to be teaching you guys about properties. And it's like, let's say a property is something that comes up in this bar here, and if I wanted to maybe set the transparency of this to half, or 0.6. But let's say if you were making a game and you wanted this part to maybe, I hate cast shadows. If you wanted a part to maybe go from zero transparency, all the way to invisible. So let's say you wanted to do that. Now we're going to have to learn to do a thing called referencing. Referencing is when you tell a script to look inside a certain part of, it's like game.workspace, let's say in here. So game is what I'm doing, and workspace is workspace. So I've just referenced so the script knows where I'm getting what where I want the script to go to find a object that I've selected. So let's say I'll rename this part Jack Smith, my Roblox username, / Jack Smith, no. Okay, so this part is now called Jack Smith. And now with properties you can change pretty much any property you want to do with a part. So let's say, okay, I'll show you how to do transparency in a sec. So what you'll want to do is you want to come over here to service script service and click the plus icon and then click script. And now this should open. You'll see this print hello world, just delete that. Okay, so once you've gotten it open, just get ready. So let's say we want to make the part anchored and then unanchored. So we'll go game. Game is inside the whole thing that we're working on here. So always reference with game at the start, and then workspace, which is the parent. A parent, you'll get that later. Workspace is the parent of Jack Smith, the part that we've named. So we've named our part, and now inside game and inside workspace we've got Jack Smith, which is my Roblox username, but it's just a part that I've named. So now I want to put another dot and reference Jack Smith. Now that's the name of my part, and let's say I wanted to change whether it's anchored. So I'll go there we go. And then we'll put an equals because we want to know what the anchored is equal to. And now we're going to do a thing called Boolean Values, which is just true. Whenever anyone says a Boolean value, it just means true or false. So let's say I want it to be maybe false. And now when I'm going to chuck in a weight is really easy. So you just write wait under whatever script you want, and then you put a pair of parentheses, and then you write could be maybe every number that you put in here stands for a second. So let's say I put 5, and that's 5 seconds. And then I'll just want to copy and paste that over because I'm not typing that out twice. And then I've just put I might put false for that one, and true up here. Okay. Now, so what's going to happen is that the game's going to run through the script. It's going to realize that on line 1, I've referenced game, which is this. I've referenced workspace, which is that, which is what the part is inside of, the parent. And it's going to go reference that I've referenced this exact part, and that I want to change its property, which is anchored. And now you can just change anchored up here, but if you want your anchor to be dynamic, then you probably want... I'm just going to leave that unchecked because the script will do this for me. Yeah. And this is the properties window. Open up properties. That's properties, and you can change pretty much anything in here just by referencing what it is you want to change, what part you want to change, and what it is that you want to change about the property. That's the whole idea of properties. So what should happen now that we've written our script, and then it's going to see it that the Boolean value is true, so that means that this is going to be checked. This button here will check automatically. And then after 5 seconds, wait 5 in parentheses. The number's always in parentheses unless it's a speech mark, which I'll get into later in another video. Game.workspace.jacksmith.anchored equals false. So after 5 seconds, it's going to unanchor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There it goes. See that? So after we told the script to keep it anchored, after a while it just unanchored itself after 5 seconds. So now that you see the kind of power that if you're making like an obby game and you want to change maybe the color, or maybe what do you want to change? So let's go game.work. Always make sure everything's spelt how it's meant to, because there could be duplicates and the script won't recognize. It will find 2 things with the same name, and that won't be very good because it won't run then. So what I want to do is game.workspace.jacksmith what do we want to change? Let's say we want to change transparency. And then we put an equals, as always equals to, and we want to put, let's say, 0.5. So that means it's going to be half transparent. And then we'll just chuck in a weight. Weights are really easy, really easy little function you can do there. Not actually functions, but. And then I'll just put a maybe weight 5, and then I'll just copy and paste this again. Game.workspace.jerksmith equal .transparency. There we go. And then make sure you don't have any spelling errors. I'm just a fast typer, that's why I can't spell today. And then we'll make it go fully transparent, and then we'll wait maybe 5 more seconds. And then we'll go, and then it will be 0. So it's going to go half transparent, and then it's going to go fully transparent, and then after another 5 seconds it's going to go back to normal. And now I'll show you, after I run this, I'll show you how to put this in a loop, so this will happen forever, for as long as you want. So now I'll just go run. Wait, there it's gone invisible. Oh, I forgot to fix that. Sorry. Here we go. It will work now. See, it's gone half transparent, fully transparent, and it's back. So let's say you were making an obby, and you wanted to make a maybe. You wanted to make. Hold on. Let's say you want to make a fading bridge, and now we'll just go to scale, like this. I'm just going to check this. Yes. There we go. So this pretend that someone was spawned here, and they're trying to get to the checkpoint over here. So what you would want to do is probably so we'll go back to our script and we'll just wait. Stop. Yeah, always stop your scripts before you start running stuff again. So this is our bridge right here. Now we've got our bridge, and like I said, person spawns here and wants to get over to here. So this is actually how I made my Justin obbies, by the way, to anyone who was wondering how those were made. Well, it took a lot more than this, but okay. So after that, we want to go back to our script, and let's say we wanted. Well, first of all, we're going to copy and paste this. We're going to keep this, and we're going to backspace it. We're going to get rid of it all. So I'm going to teach you guys how to do a loop now. Now this loop will run continuously forever until you tell it to stop. While true do. And now I know it's underlined, so just press enter, and the script will automatically create this end. But the thing with forever loops is that you must always put a wait. You must always put a wait before you start typing your script. So inside this script, I'm going to add my script, and also let's say I wanted to make it so you would fall through the bridge. After transparency, maybe. Okay, so I wanted to fall through the bridge. So game.workspace dot game.workspace dot jacksmith dot make sure your properties are always spelt correctly. Anchored equals, oh no, not anchored, oh my god. Can collide is another property. Can collide is what allows a player to walk over it or not. Equals false. So now, when it goes fully transparent, the can collide will turn all the way off. And now let's say you are making the next part of your obby, you wanted the player to have to wait until it comes back to normal. So what you would have to do is go drop a line and do the same thing. Game.workspace. And just practice writing this stuff out. It will get easier, I promise. It didn't take me long to learn this at all. Bruh. Can collide equals true. Now that's just a Boolean value. That's a true or false. That's all that Boolean value is. Okay, so now that should just continue. Now that will continuously run. I'm just going to chuck in another wait 2, just so the player has a chance to get across. So now that's all ready to run. In the next few coming videos of scripting, I'll show you guys how to make let's say I wanted to make this a function and I wanted to use it later in a script, so I would just have to put a function, but I'm not going to spoil it now, okay? So back to the script. And one of the biggest, it's not a rule, but it's always really good practice to indent your code. It's called a block of code inside. So just do your best to remember to always just highlight your code and press tab. That's all you have to do is highlight your code and press tab. And now once that's all done, just come over here. I'm just going to build it like it was an obby real quick. So let's say this was an obby bridge. Just duplicate it, move it. I'll anchor it and anchor. And then I'll just go over to Toolbox. With Toolbox, make sure this stuff here is curated by Roblox, which means they've checked it for viruses. So anything with this orange mark you can use pretty much. So I'm just going to go spawn. Just get a quick spawn. And you'll see neutral spawn, and it's curated by Roblox, so it's safe to use. There we go. So now what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to play it. This might take a sec, 'cause I'm running 1,000 things. Okay. Hold on. It's not even anchored. There we go. Make sure you always anchor it, because I didn't anchor it in my script, so you have to make sure. See, it's doing its transparent thing, and now I just fall through it. So now I have to. Later in the video, I'll teach you guys how to make like lava, so the person dies and they have to restart. So I'm just going to reset. So if you ever see like a fading bridge in an obby, this is all the person really did to make it. See, and now I can go across. I gotta get across quickly. And when it goes half transparent, in a sec, that's how you know you haven't got long left, and you've got to get to the other side. See this? And eventually, see, can collide went off. Okay. Stop. So that is properties and loops. Properties always just refer to the part or an object within workspace or in your game. So if you want to reference something in all of this, you want to just do game, and then after that you type the name. See all these folders here, you just type the name. So if I wanted to edit a script within a script, I would type game.server-script-service, and then I would select the script that's inside of it. I'd rename my script scripty, and then I would reference that, and then I would change something about it, like when it runs, how long it runs for, anything like that. So yeah, that's a good way to make very basic obby games that work quite well, honestly, and that script shouldn't bug too much. And that's how people make fading bridges, and you can just duplicate this, and it will stay exactly the same. Of course, if you wanted to make these dynamic, let's say you wanted to make one go different, just change the time on one of them. Go to a different one of these parts and just muddle around with these times, okay? But make sure the player can still get across. The player needs at least 4 seconds to get across. After that, so now you've done that, I'm just going to cut all of this. And now I think that will do for this video. I've showed you guys the basics of how to reference parts and change their properties and reference anything inside workspace, really. Now, I mean, I'm by no means a pro at scripting, but I'm still, like I said, I've been around on Roblox for a wee while now, and I do understand code pretty well. I took a few coding classes in school, if you must know, in high school, so it did help, but I wasn't actually learning Lua. Lua is what Roblox runs on. I was just learning Python, but honestly, the ideas behind scripting is pretty much the same as just the idea behind it is the same, but it's just the way you write it is slightly different. Yeah. So other than that, I think that's going to be it for this video. Um, here you go. If you'd like to see the script, I'm probably going to copy and paste this down in the description if you really need it. But please, whatever you do, do your best to write this, because the whole point is to learn how to make this on your own. So just don't just copy and paste it into your code, okay? So once you've done that, just have a good long look at this. I'm going to give you 5 more seconds. Okay. And you can just pause the video and zoom in if you'd like. I should have zoomed in on this for you guys, but you should be able to see that. I'll probably zoom on it next video, but of course, this is my first scripting video for my channel. But other than that, if there's, like I said, I know there's a few people in my people that view me, not many of them, but there are some people in here that do like to learn about coding, and I thought I would just make a little series for them on how to just prop up their coding skills. But other than that, thank you guys, and I'd have to, and goodbye.